Okay, time is approximately 6 p.m. September 8, 2022. Farragut Board Mayor and Alderman meeting will now come to order. All Farragut Board Mayor and Alderman meetings are public notice per Tennessee state law. Our meetings can be seen live on Charter Channel 193 and TDS Channel 3, as well as the Farragut YouTube channel and also on our website. It will also be recorded and can be viewed at a later date on the Town of Farragut YouTube channel, as well as Charter Channel 193 and TDS Channel 3. Concerning the regular posted agenda, if you're interested in speaking, we ask that you fill out one of the blue cards with your name, address, and the agenda number and on it, and turn it into the town recorder prior to the start of the meeting. The mayor, or in his absence, the vice mayor, shall maintain and control the meeting to provide a professional and objective environment, so please read the posted comment protocol and understand that there will be a 5-minute limit for each speaker, and please stay on topic. At the end of tonight's business meeting, there will be some time reserved for other public comment under citizens' comments agenda. Okay, meeting call to order. We'll start tonight with a silent prayer, which will be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance to our country's flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'll now ask the town recorder for a roll call vote, please.
Alderman Burnett.
Here.
Alderman Myers absent. Alderman Pufflin.
Here.
Alderman White.
Here.
Mayor Williams.
Williams here. Let the record show that we do have a quorum. Thank you, Allison. Okay, approval of agenda. Do we have any agenda amendments?
No, sir.
None. Then I'll ask for a motion, please.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay. Motion made and seconded. All in favor of approval, please say yes.
Yes.
Yes. Let the record show September 8, 2022 agenda has been approved as stated. Approval of minutes. Any amendments to the minutes? None. Okay.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay. All in favor of approval, say yes.
Yes.
Let the record show that the August 25th, 2022 minutes have been approved and will be recorded as official minutes of that meeting. Okay. Next, we'll start tonight with the Daughters of the American Revolution proclamation.
And I'm going to read that. Whereas the National Society Daughters of the American Revolution, NSDAR, founded October 11th, 1890, and incorporated by an act of Congress in 1896, is headquartered in Washington, D.C., acting as a nonprofit, non-political, volunteer women's service organization. And whereas the DAR motto is God, Home, and Country, and members are dedicated to promoting patriotism, preserving American history, and securing America's future through better education for its children. And whereas DAR members support these goals by engaging in worthy service endeavors to include supporting scholarship programs in our schools, honoring veterans in our communities, developing memorials highlighting our nation's achievements, and participating in naturalization ceremonies for our new citizens. And whereas the DAR boasts 190,000 members in 3,000 chapters across the United States and throughout the world, with more than 1 million women serving as members since the DAR was established in 1890. And whereas the town of Farragut recognizes the Andrew Bogle, Bonnie Kate, Cabot Station, Emory Road, and Samuel Frazier chapters on this 132nd anniversary of the founding of the DAR, now therefore we, the Board of Mayor and Aldermen, do hereby proclaim October 11th, 2022 as Daughters of the American Revolution Day, and urge all citizens to join us in this observance. What else do we need to do?
Just the next one, and then we'll present
Yeah.
Okay.
both of them to the
All right.
groups.
I just wanted to make sure. Thought we were going to take a picture first. Okay. The next one is our proclamation. It is Constitution Week 2022, which is very apropos that we have the Medal of Honor ceremonies going on this week. So, whereas September 17, 2022 marks the 235th anniversary of the drafting of the Constitution of the United States of America by the Constitutional Convention, and whereas it is fitting and proper to officially recognize this magnificent document and its memorable anniversary, and to the patriotic celebrations which will commemorate the occasion, and whereas Public Law 915 guarantees the issuing of a proclamation each year by the President of the United States of America designating September 17th through the 23rd as Constitution Week. Now therefore, the Board of Mayor and Aldermen of the Town of Farragut do hereby proclaim September 17th through 23rd, 2022 to be Constitution Week in the Town of Farragut, and ask our citizens to reaffirm the ideals the framers of the Constitution had in 1787 by vigilantly protecting the freedoms guaranteed to us through this guardian of our liberties, remembering that lost rights may never be regained. Do we need to all be in picture, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just go over there. Mr. White, you want to take a picture with everybody?
And just give each group, I've already separated them out. So like this one goes to one group, and that goes to one group. Or just hand them to them, yeah.
We will. Ladies in the front. Perfect. You're the honoree, so we're just winning dressing.
There's no way you're in that.
I'm just making sure. Have a hand sticking in or something.
That's what I started to say for our pictures. They want some, David, they want some pictures taken too. Yes, you'll be on our place. Well, hold on and pass that out, because
I'll
pictures
pass
taken.
them out to everybody.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna do that because
There's two different ones.
I know.
This one.
I guess so, you do this a lot, right?
Yeah.
That always gets out of the way.
That's what I started to say. We've got, we have problem funds, so we do these on our Facebook page.
I was gonna say, I could help them with 5 or get more than one to my neighbors.
Want to get one more?
Let's open one of these up
Okay.
and show the proclamation.
Get one more of this.
Thank you, Allison.
Oh, here's a- have your other pen. Oh, okay.
You want to hold your glasses?
Put my hand
1, 2, 3. Okay, go.
And there's one more phone right down there.
My hand going in your lucky. 1, 2. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
let's give them a minute.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next, when I was first elected mayor, I asked that, if possible, all of our elected officials serve on at least one of our committees as part of their term, and this has worked extremely well for the past 4 years, and I'd like to continue this tradition. This year, we'll be mixing it up with some changes, and we'll also be appointing some new members, which we'll get to a little bit later tonight, but just what I'm going to start with is doing one of my duties as a mayor, and that's fill a vacant spot on the Farragut Municipal Planning Commission. This gentleman has served the town of Farragut honorably in probably more positions than anyone else in the history of our town. And tonight I have the honor to appoint, and he has agreed to serve, as the newest member of the Farragut Municipal Planning Commission, Ron Pinchuk. We look forward to his experience on the commission. Okay, next will be the acceptance of board members to be assigned to the committees, and I'll start with Alderman White to sit on the museum committee. Alderman White, do you accept?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All in favor of that, please say yes.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. You'll enjoy this committee. Next will be Alderman Meyer to sit on the tourism committee. He expressed interest in being on this committee, and he said that he would accept. So all in favor of that, please say yes.
Yes.
Yes. I think his experience will be an asset to the committee. And next, myself, I'd like to be moving over to sit on the board position of the Visual Resources Review Board, and I do accept. So all in favor of that, please say yes.
Yes.
Okay. This concludes tonight's appointments. As far as this, later on, we will have appointments for some of the positions that are open as far as the seats that will be filled by residents. And this time, I'll yield the floor to the Vice Mayor for her report.
I just have the one report. Yesterday, Mayor Williams, Alderman Burnett, and I were able to attend the Medal of Honor assembly at Farragut High School. It was a very emotional and profound, and our town administrator, David Smoke, attended as well. Profound moment to see the Medal of Honor heroes fly in on an Apache helicopter into the practice field for the Farragut football team, and the access road lined by 7 high school junior ROTC members. It was a sight to see. It was a very big honor to sit there and hear their stories, and they're very motivated to, the Medal of Honor heroes are very motivated to spread the message of living your lives with integrity and honor and citizenship and patriotism. And it was very enjoyable, and I'm profoundly grateful that I was able to attend that. So I just wanted to state that.
Okay, thank you, Vice Mayor. Anything else from any of the other aldermen? If not, we'll move on to the agenda items. We have a busy business agenda tonight with 8 items to review and consider. We'll start with approval of Resolution R 2022-12, authorizing town to participate in Public Entity Partners, Safety Partners Matching Grant Program.
Good evening. Jen Hatmaker, Town of Farragut, Executive Assistant Risk Manager. Agenda items 5A, B, and C are all very similar. These are grants provided by our insurance carrier, Public Entity Partners, which allows us to purchase different items for our staff. The first one is the Safety Partners Grant, which is a 50-50 matching reimbursement grant where we will spend money we've already budgeted and plan to buy certain items to protect the safety of our employees. And we can submit those for reimbursement up to 50%. The matching grant would be up to $1,500 this year for that. If you have any questions, just let me know.
Any resident comments?
Yes, sir.
None.
Well, you'll need a motion. I'm going to move to approve Resolution R 2022-12, authorizing the town to participate in the Public Entities Partners, Safety Partners Matching Grant Program.
Second.
Okay. Discussion, we'll start with Alderman White.
No, sir.
None. No Alderman Meyer. Alderman Burnett.
No questions.
None. Vice Mayor.
I have nothing.
Nothing as well. Okay, with discussion closed, I'll ask all in favor, vote by saying yes.
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 Any noes? Let the record show that the resolution has been approved. Next will be approval of Resolution R 2022-13, authorizing the town to participate in Public Entity Partners James L. Richardson Driver Safety Matching Grant Program.
Okay,
Move to
similar to the first, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I thought we were moving on.
Oh, you can, or I can
No,
talk.
just let her read it.
Either one. So this one is for driver safety. This is also a matching grant, a 50/50 matching grant for items that would help with driver safety, and a 100% matching grant for our motor vehicle records, which is what we have to run on every new employee and all town employees that are eligible to drive town vehicles to ensure that they have a safe driving record.
You want to make a motion?
Yeah. I'll move to approve Resolution R 2022-13, authorizing the town to participate in the Public Entity Partners James L. Richardson Driver Safety Matching Grant Program.
Second.
Okay, the rest of comments?
No, sir.
None. Okay, discussion, we'll start Alderman White again?
No, sir.
None? Okay. Alderman Burnett?
Questions?
None. Vice Mayor?
I have none.
I have none as well. With discussion closed, I ask that all in favor of approval vote by saying yes.
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 Any noes? Let the record show that the resolution has been approved. Next will be approval of Resolution R 2022-14, authorizing the town to participate in the Public Entity Partners Property Conservation Matching Grant Program.
Okay, I was waiting this time. It's very similar to the first two, also a 50/50 matching grant. This would be to purchase items to help protect our assets and property. One thing we'll be submitting for this grant will be some recently purchased and installed security cameras at the Public Works building. This grant would be for an allowed amount of up to $4,000 towards that purchase.
Okay.
All right, I'll move to approve Resolution R 2022-14, authorizing the town to participate in the Public Entity Partners Property Conservation Matching Grant Program.
Second.
Resident?
No, sir.
None, okay. And we'll go back, Alderman White?
No, sir.
Okay, Alderman Burnett?
No questions.
Vice Mayor?
I have nothing.
And I have none as well. With discussion complete, I'll ask all in favor, vote by saying yes.
Yes.
Any noes? Let the record show resolution has been approved. Next will be approval of Resolution R 2022-15, declaring certain town of Farragut property as surplus property.
Yes, sir. All these items have a value greater than $100, and so therefore they meet the criteria for the surplus items. They'll be advertised on govdeals.com, which is an online government surplus site. The following items will be on that. It's 2007 Chevy Colorado, two 2008 Ford Escapes, a 2008 Case backhoe, a 2010 Ford 150, a Canon scanner, and a server rack. So the motion's to approve Resolution R 2022-15, resolution declaring certain town property be surplus.
So moved.
Second. Any comments?
No, sir.
Okay. Start out with Vice Mayor.
I have nothing.
Nothing. Alderman Burnett.
No questions.
Okay. Alderman White. I do have a question. When will this be posted, and who will be posting it?
As soon as Bud gets me all of the details and pictures, we'll have it on there. But I usually post it, and then if there's questions, they'll come to Bud and I to kind of field, and we'll go from there. And typically, it's on there for about 7 to 10 days,
So you're saying, what, next week?
hopefully.
Hopefully, okay. That's what I need to know. Okay, then I'll ask all in favor, vote by saying yes.
Yes.
Any noes? Let the record show that the resolution has been approved. Okay, approval of appointments to various town committees.
Yes, sir. Tonight in your packet, there are a few applications. The first one is the Art and Beautification Committee. There are two positions available, and Sue Ann Hansler and Diane Duncan have applied. The Board of Zoning Appeals, Michael Bellamy. Museum Committee is Paul Berger, and the Parks and Athletics Council, we didn't have anybody for that one. And the Tourism Committee, we have Mark Grenier and Ron Penchock.
Okay,
So the biggest decision will be the tourism there's one at-large position and one lodging, and neither one qualify for the lodging position. So it'll be one at-large position. So we'll need to choose which one.
Okay,
Okay. Oh. Don't like that choice.
okay, we'll start discussion with the vice mayor.
So we also, I'm sorry, just for clarity, we have one for Carol Christofferson for the Visual Resources Review
We
Board?
do. She had turned that in, but we didn't have any.
We don't have an opening.
That available. She did say that if you needed her to, she would serve on the Parks Committee, but she would love to do the VRB, so.
Okay. All right. I think the only controversy we have then is with the Tourism and Visitors Advisory Committee, because we have two applicants. One is the general manager of the Topgolf, Mark, and the other is Ron Pinchuk. We
Okay,
only have one seat, correct?
Yes.
that qualifies,
Yeah.
yeah. We
Well-
did not have anyone we didn't have anyone turn one in for the,
Lodging, no.
the lodging, so that one is, we'll have to go back and ask again.
And
We-
both would be an asset to the, I mean, this has been something Ron's been doing for some
Yeah, I know.
time, and so I'm in a quandary.
Well, then, all I need is a motion.
I don't have a motion to give because I'm in a quandary. Don't we pick one of them?
We can pick one, based on what our needs are. I think Ron's experience level with the town is important. Mark agreed to serve if there was no one else that
Okay.
asked, so,
Well, he's probably pretty swamped right now, so,
I would love to find a place for Mark to serve on one of our committees. Would love to have him involved. I think Ron's experience and commitment to tourism over the years makes him a very, very strong candidate. But so I would lean towards Ron, but also lean towards finding a place to fit Mark in as well in the coming months, or over the next 6 months or so.
I think that's a good idea.
And we can keep his application in our folder for the next round.
Who is our traction representative right now?
who's what?
Our attraction representative.
Oh,
It's
Daryl.
Turkey Creek Land Partners, I think, or
I think Daryl Whitehead
Yeah.
would
Okay.
be the attraction with Turkey Creek Land Park, or with the Pinnacle at Turkey Creek.
Yeah. and
yeah, he's also the chair,
And he's
correct.
also been very valuable
Correct.
with a lot of input.
yeah.
Are we struggling to get a lodging representative?
Yes, this has
Could
been a
we-
consistent issue for us over the last couple of years, is having lodging representatives be able to come to the meetings and also just participate as well.
Could
Most
we
of them are
make-
hands-on, and it's kind of tough for them to make that early morning meeting. And we had Akshay for quite some time, and then he moved out of Farragut, and he sold that hotel
Yeah.
and his other hotels in city of Knoxville. But he was our representative for the longest.
Do you think it's possible we could look at making that one lodging representative or additional attraction representative?
That would be a change to the charter.
And that would have to come from, we could reach back out to the committee and say, could you consider this?
Because if
Yeah.
they considered that,
Because-
we could add Mark on there. And then if lodging comes back in the future and we have a lodging representative, it just seems like there's no reason to leave a position unfilled when we have a great candidate to fill it, and we can't find candidates to fill the existing lodging.
I agree, and Topgolf is a little different than Turkey Creek Shopping as far as what input they could provide, insight and input they could provide. So I think that's something that we kind of might want to push back to the Tourism Committee to consider amending their charter, because we love to amend
love
charters
that.
around here.
Well, we can certainly look at that. I think well, we need to go back, and I don't remember it off the top of my head how many lodging representatives that we do allow for. We think it's more than one, and we just happen to have one available right now.
Well, it
So
says here at
we'll
the
go back and
bottom,
look.
It says the Farragut Tourism will consist of representatives from different segments of the community, including one lodging representative, one dining representative, one retail representative, one attraction representative, and 4 at-large members.
So we've actually, I think when we originally constituted this committee, it actually had 2 lodging representatives on there. And I think because of the issues we were having, we dropped that to 1
Yeah.
as well. But again, we're still having some issues getting a lodging representative to be consistent.
Yeah.
And we have, with the new hotel coming, with SCORE coming, that might be a good person to try to get to early to see if they'd like to have a participant.
All right, so I'm going to make a motion. I'm going to move to approve Sue Ann Hansler and Diane Duncan for the Arts and Beautification Committee, Michael Bellamy for the BZA, Paul Bergen for the Museum Committee, and Ron Pinchuk for the Tourism Visitor Advisory Committee.
Second.
Okay. I'll ask, all in favor of the motion, please say yes.
Yes.
Yes. Let the record show that the resolution has been approved. Our appointments have been approved, not the resolution. Okay, next will be approval of professional service agreements from Crook and Company for acquisition of easements for the Little Turkey Creek Greenway extension.
Good evening. Last month, the Planning Commission approved our preliminary plans for the extension of the Little Turkey Creek Greenway. That is from Brookmere subdivision south along the eastern side of Little Turkey Creek to Sheffield subdivision. A good portion of that length, it's about 1,450 feet in total, a good portion of it is on easements and property the town already owns. However, there will be 4 parcels that will be touched by this easement, or by this greenway, and we will need to acquire easements from 4 parcels. In your packets is an agreement from Crook and Company to be our acquisition agents. They will do appraisals and all the negotiation on behalf of the town for a lump sum fee of $15,800. Crook and Company has done this for us on countless projects over the years. We've always been pleased with their work. So staff recommendation is approval of proposal from Crook and Company for acquisition services for easements for the Little Turkey Creek Greenway with total fee of $15,800.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Do we have any residents'
No, sir.
comments on this? None. Okay, discussion. We'll start out. Alderman Burnett.
I just want to point out, this seems like a lot to do for a little bit of greenway, but it just means so much. It's just one of those connections that stops and that anyone in that corridor can't really use or has to turn around. And so it's the little connections that we continue to make like this, that you turn around in 5 years and you've got a fully connected town from one side to the other. And this is a big bottleneck right now, and this is a great step forward, so I'm excited for it.
Okay, thank you. Alderman White?
None.
None. Vice Mayor?
I wholeheartedly agree. It's these kinds of projects where we get neighborhood development come in and they put in a good portion of these trails, and then all we have to do is come in and do a little connection. I don't know if any of you have gotten a chance to walk the Brookmere Trail, but it's beautiful. This portion is beautiful, and there's some houses back there. They've brought their chairs down to the creek, and it is stunning what they've built there. I mean, that is such an asset. And so connecting that on, you get to the other side of the bridge, and you're like, oh, I have to turn around now, because it's gonna be more attractive over there. So yes, I'm very excited about this.
It'll be a lot easier to walk when we're done.
Well, yeah, it will. Okay, I don't have anything. It's one of the missing links, and this will be a connection that's been needed for quite some time. Well, the whole connection was, but the what the developer did on putting it across the farm there, and then this will just carry it on and allow you to really make the loop. So I've got, with discussion completed, I'll ask all in favor vote by saying yes.
Yes.
Any noes? Let the record show that the agreement has been approved. Okay, approval of change order 10, contract 2020-12, McPhee Park Phase 3 for the final project closeout.
Good evening, Board. I'm Brandon Tupper, the Assistant Town Engineer, and I served as the Project Manager for the McPhee Park Phase 3 construction. And tonight, I'm presenting the approval of change order number 10 to the contract 2020-12, and the intent of this would be the final change order, and if approved, we would move to project closeout. I'll give a little background to the project, as it's been going on for a couple of years now, and then get into the details of the change order. So the Board of Mayor and Aldermen awarded the contract to Merit Construction back in March of 2020 for a total lump sum price of $7,385,000. The original completion date was May 10th of 2021. Throughout the project, there was multiple change orders that were approved by the board. The most substantial one was the addition of the multi-sport basketball court and the associated amenities with that. So to date, there's been 9 change orders approved, and the latest contract completion date was July 1st, 2021, and the contract value is $7,719,401. As we all know, the project did drag on a little bit. It did not get completed on that July 1st date. Most substantially was some issues with the fine grading and the sod of the Great Lawn. If you look back at this time, actually last year, the project was about 95% complete, but getting that last 5% and getting that Great Lawn fine graded, the sod placed, and the sod to take pushed into the fall of winter, and so unfortunately we weren't able to actually complete the project and open the park until this summer, with the grand opening on June 11th of 2022. So whenever a construction project runs over, especially a year on a large project like this, there's going to be cost involved to all the parties. The town was impacted through loss of use, staff time, and then some other things that we had to go back and actually do some remediation to the park after it opened. Merit Construction was impacted through doing some additional work outside of the original contract scope. Obviously, weather issues as it pushed into the fall and winter of last year. And then also, just for reference regarding this item, Ross Fowler was also impacted as they stayed on for an additional year, providing that construction oversight to the project. If you look at your handout, you'll see a summary of the impacts to each of the entities. The town of Farragut was impacted $174,579.95. Again, the majority of that was staff time, loss of use, some utility bills, and just overall impacts from the project being a year late. Merit Construction's impact was $64,971.78. A big portion of this was they provided a French drain system in the Great Lawn that was a benefit to the town overall, but was really needed to get that the lawn really draining properly. And then again, also Ross Fowler was impacted with at a rate of $51,200 for their additional staff time for that additional year of oversight. So after completion, in the last couple months, town staff has met with Merit representatives, senior management, Ross Fowler representatives, and also engaged in legal counsel and worked through all the cost issues that all the parties have had. We've negotiated and understood everybody's cost, and the dollars you see in front of you is the result of those discussions and guidance from legal counsel. So at the end of the day, what does this mean? So this change order would actually be a deduction to Merit's contract for a value of $109,608.18. That's the difference between what the town was impacted and what Merit was impacted. The project's substantial completion date was May 27th of 2022. That was the latest date in the, that was really the date the town took the park over from Merit Construction. So with that said, I'd like to recommend approval of this change order 10, which would be the final change order to Merit Construction, and would be a deduction of $109,608.18 to the Merit Construction contract 2020-12.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Do we have any interested comments on this one?
No, sir.
None? Okay. Discussion, I'll start off with Alderman Burnett.
Brandon, I realize this is a negotiation and y'all had counsel, and I'm sure there's a lot of give and take. But is it fair to say if the project finished on time that there would be no additional Ross Fowler funds being requested?
That'd be correct. That 50, their Ross Fowler funds are what's tracked between the contract date of July 1st and the project closeout of May 27th
I
of
guess I'm just
2022.
curious how that falls on us.
That's it's a good question. Our contract, we are contracted with Ross Fowler, and we're also contracted with Merit. What I'll say is that Ross Fowler, and you'll see in the next agenda item I have here, Ross Fowler's agreed to reduce some of their cost. So their actual cost was more than this. They've agreed to reduce some of their cost to, I guess, chip in, to get some skin in the game. In our contract with Merit, we had liquidated damages at $500 a day. And that kind of sums up the overall impact that we're going to be impacted through staff time, loss of use, and part of that is also, we anticipated this from Ross Fowler. So part of that deduct, that $109,000 deduct would be used to pay for the Ross Fowler additions.
So the 500 a day, you earmark a portion of that because you know that the Ross Fowler is our responsibility.
Yes, that'd be a fair way to state it.
Okay, no further questions.
Is that's good for you, Alderman Burnett?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Alderman White?
No.
Nothing? Okay, Vice Mayor?
I have nothing.
Nothing, I don't have anything as well. Just glad we're okay, with discussion completed, I'll ask Town Recorder for a roll call vote, please.
Alderman Burnett.
Yes.
Alderman Meyer. He's absent. Alderman Pavlin.
Yes.
Alderman White.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Mayor Williams, yes. Let the record show that a change order has been approved. Okay, next will be approval supplement request from Ross Fowler, PC, for additional services required for the McPhee Park Phase 3.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll also be presenting this one. This is approval of the supplement request from Ross Fowler PC for the additional services required for McPhee Park Phase 3. I just went through the background to the project. Only thing I'll add on with this is if you look back, Ross Fowler actually, our original contract with Ross Fowler for development of McPhee Phase 3 and the master plan goes all the way back to 2017. And I included a similar table in here where you can see that the original was for $442,250 and anticipated completion date of December 20th of 2019. Obviously, a lot of changes happened, scope change and just overall change to the project. Currently, we're at $559,124 and a July 1st anticipated completion date with Ross Fowler as well. Again, as previously explained, their services included construction oversight. So for that year between July 1st, 2021 and May 27th, 2022, I can attest, I know that David Craig came to site weekly, sometimes a couple times a week, guiding Merit, really doing everything they could to try to help Merritt along to push the construction project along. So obviously, there was some costs associated with that. So they've submitted a supplement request. As I also stated, their actual costs were more than what they're requesting, but they did agree to reduce it. Again, just participating, understanding that there was a lot of factors that went into this project being late. So with that, I recommend approval of the supplement request to Ross Fowler for $51,200.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Resident comments?
No, sir.
None. Discussion, Alderman White?
None.
None. Alderman Burnett?
No further questions.
Vice Mayor?
I have none.
I have none as well. With discussion completed, I'll ask the town recorder for a roll call vote, please.
Alderman Burnett. Alderman Povlin.
Yes.
Alderman White.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Mayor Williams, yes. Let the record show that supplement has been approved as requested.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brandon.
Thank you, Brandon.
Next will be the town administrator's report, and David, you're up.
I'll just like to say that I think Brandon and Daryl have done a great job on this project, trying to get it to the finish line. It took us a little while to get there, but McPhee Park is one of our largest projects ever, and a lot of coordination of efforts, and I appreciate all their work to get that done.
It hasn't taken as long as Union Road, just saying.
Well, we haven't started that one really yet. But all engineering projects seem to take longer than we ever anticipate, but that's just part of it. And I do not have anything else to report tonight.
Okay, thank you. Tom's not here tonight, so we do not have that. Citizens' comments?
No, sir.
No citizens' comments. Okay, well, in that case, time is approximately 6:41 p.m. And without objection, September 8, 2022, Farragut Board Mayor and Alderman is now adjourned.